Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to another live. Can you do a favor for me? Can you hit that like button? Please like and subscribe to my channel. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just wait for more people to come into the live. What's up, everybody? Just gonna wait for more people to come into the live. Happy Friday to everyone. Got a lot to talk about tonight. Hope to see everybody. A lot of stuff is going on right now. I have a lot of news for you today. Lots of news going on today, man. We got a lot to talk about today. I see two people so far in the live. Hope more people come on. Yeah, we have a lot of news. And I got some breaking news too I like to talk about. I see three people in the live so far. As soon as we get to four, I'll start. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the news today, especially in Colombia. What's up, Marcus? You always stay on time, brother. What's happening? What's happening, Marcus? Yeah, that's what I hear, man. And there's some more concerning things that's going on also in Colombia right now that we're going to talk about. I'm just waiting on more people to come to the live. I got three so far. Just waiting on the fourth person. Yeah, things are really getting crazy in Colombia. Yeah, it's getting bad down there. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta really be careful down there in Colombia right now. And there's some other things that's going on in Colombia also. So I'm just waiting on more people to come into the live tonight. Hope everybody having a great Friday night. Yeah, Panera Bread shuts down factories, left employees without explanation. Unemployment claims are rising again. More women are becoming unemployed. Then on the other side, tourists are still getting drugged and robbed in Medellin. And U.S. warships off the coast of Venezuela. Himself was trying to come at you when you released that video on sending your mail was taken. Yeah, he was taken advantage of for $55,000. Yeah, that was too bad. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. That was so bad. Yeah, he lost $55,000. There's some other concerning things that's happened in Colombia. There was a terrorist attack too. I want to talk about that. I was trying to say before to teach someone a lesson. That lesson has an effect on you In other words, you can teach a lesson if it doesn't teach yourself first. Yes, sir, that is true. You are absolutely right. Well, looks like I got 3 people on so far, so I guess I could just start everything right now then. So, okay, let's get started. Looks like it's only 3 people today. All right, let's do it.
Tony Rome Live.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome to another Tony Rome show, guys. What's happening? What is going on? What's going on? Let's see what we got here. Chris, what's up, Chris? Yeah, man, there's some really scary things that's happening in Colombia right now, man. How are you doing? What's up? That's why I was there when you learned from the videos, just like you were trying to teach the 7-year-old man to never do that. No, you never do that. You never hand over 70, 50. You never hand that type of money over to nobody. You should never do that. You should never do that. Yeah, well, okay, we're going to get into the economic collapse right now. I don't know if you guys heard about Panera Bread just shut down their doors. And thousands of people is out of a job. Here we go.
Of employees out of work with no warning, as more than a dozen Panera Bread locations have shut down all across the Houston area, all of them operated by the same franchisee who was accused of operating some locations illegally for months. Fox 26's Abigail Dye has been investigating and joining us now live from one of those locations near Jersey Village. And Abigail, this owner owes some people a lot of bread.
That's right, Anthony. This is one of 15 Panera Bread locations that's now closed and has signs like this on the door. This one saying that the menu is now very limited, and this one that looks newer saying that they are closing and will reopen under new ownership. That is not certain yet because this LLC franchisee, they're in a lot of hot water. Panera Bread is suing them, and they owe people tens of millions of dollars.
And there's 15 stores with an average of between 40 to 60 employees per store. We're all out. I've recently filed for my unemployment, which I'm sure will be approved because of the situation. However, it doesn't save me from the disaster I'm going to go through living on the street because of EYM.
EYM Cafe is the company that operated 15 Houston area Panera stores. Chad Rainey is one of the hundreds of employees who abruptly lost their jobs when EYM Cafe filed for bankruptcy this month, before employees got their last check.
It honestly came as a shock and out of nowhere.
If this check doesn't come in Friday, what happens to you?
I'm going to be on the street. I have no vehicle, I have no nothing. Me and my wife will be on the street.
Panera Bread sued EYM Cafe in May, saying the company failed to pay vendors, landlords, and royalties.
2 weeks ago is when we stopped getting our trucks, our produce trucks. We were losing a bunch of product. People were coming in trying to buy stuff, and it's like, oh, we don't have anything to sell you guys.
The suit says between March and April, Panera ordered the franchise to close several stores, but EYM Cafe kept operating them illegally.
Now I find out they were supposed to close all the stores. We were not supposed to wear uniforms no more. They were not supposed to use their branding.
Court documents say EYM Cafe is operated by an Edward Diaz, and the LLC owes creditors between $10 and $50 million.
EYM do better or get out of the competition and let people that actually care about this business thrive.
If you could say anything to EYM, the people who are responsible for this, what would you say?
I got some information to share with you too, Easy.
Thanks for destroying my life.
I reached out to EYM Cafe, Diaz's lawyer, and Panera Bread, but I have yet to hear back from any of those parties. For Fox 26 News, I'm Abigail Dye.
Yeah, that's too bad, man. You go to your job and they close the doors on you. You have no safety net. You have no nothing. That's why I do these economic collapse videos every week. Listen to me. Never put all your eggs in one basket, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. Man, I wanted to try Panera Bread one day. Yeah, Panera Bread is really good. But just think, all those people came to their job and the doors were closed. But this thing is happening all over America. Jobs are disappearing. They are disappearing. So I'm just trying to tell you all, do not put all your eggs in one basket. That's an old school saying, because you never know what may happen. You know, you may have a job today and you may go to work and won't even have a job. Women are professional and destroy man's life. Yeah, they will destroy your life. Some women will, but not all women, do that, But yeah, the job market is really poor right now, man. And it just keeps going and going. We'll take 87,000. Wait. Or, male. Unemployment. People pay attention to looks. That's why I saw stop, because if they don't end it, they continue to hear me. Yeah, well, we got bigger fish to fry. I got some really bad news that's going on in Colombia right now that's even worse than that. So I'm just trying to get over the economic collapse right now, and then we're going to get into the other bad things that's happening in Colombia. But the economy is getting so bad that even nurses are getting laid off. Nurses are getting laid off.
2 weeks out, and I got the call yesterday that my contract has been canceled. So I have no job now. I basically got fired before I even started at this job. And I even worked in the same hospital system in LA previously before accepting this job. And even on my last shift, I was out of the kindness of my heart. I worked a 20-hour shift. I literally worked 8 hours overtime because they were short-staffed. But you know what?
What's up, brother?
Hospitals really don't care about you. That's what I've learned from this. They could care less if you're a good nurse. They just are about their money. So happy Nurses Week, everybody. I hope your Nurses Week is better than mine, because I'm unemployed right now.
All right, I have some very troubling news. If you did not know, it's Thursday and the unemployment claims are announced on Thursday. U.S. jobless claims surged to 226,000 claims this week alone. That is the highest, my friend, since 2021. Let me tell you some other statistics so you can understand the upward trend that we're going to and what that means for you. Right now in the United States, we have 7.2 million people unemployed. The unemployment rate is 4.2%. That is up from the prior month. This is the 4-week moving average. As you can see, it has gone up. 4 weeks average is going up. The continuing claims increased to 38,000. What that means is it's taking people longer to get jobs.
That work, yeah.
That is the highest since November 2021. Companies are currently laying off. Companies are currently not hiring and not spending money. Consumers are not spending money. A recession is coming. Something that we have no idea how bad it will be because we've never been in this situation in our lifetime. This is all self-inflicted. Please get your finances in order and follow for all things personal finance and economic news. Light up all these buttons. We've got to get the word out.
I don't know if your hospital is about to go through a major layoff or closure. 2 warning signs that you don't want to miss. Last week I reported there were up to 41 hospitals with major layoffs and closures. Now we're up to 51, and it's just a week later, halfway through July. Why this is important is because you don't want to be on your heels when they make this announcement. You can prepare ahead of time, get ahead of the curve. The first one is sneaky. Companies are going to offer an early...
Guys, please get prepared for what's coming. Please get prepared. Start putting money away. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself a 401k. Start investing in your 401k. Buy you some gold. Because this situation is going to get much worse.
Retirement option. Yale just announced this yesterday. Not always, but most of the time, it decreases the amount that they have to reduce in force from a non-voluntary perspective. The second way of knowing if a company is about to lay off is you can always check the WARN notice list. This can vary state by state, but it basically provides several different stipulations that companies must issue. Google WARN, go to your state, click 2025, and then you can just scroll and it will literally tell you the letter and how many positions that they're expecting to lay off. Don't be caught unaware. Use this information to inform yourself, be prepared, get ready. Use this as a career transition to better yourself and your career and possibly your work-life balance.
Right on the heels of National Nurses Week, New York Presbyterian Hospital has announced its plans to lay off about 2% of its workforce, which equates to about 1,000 employees. Don't know yet exactly what the breakdown of those employees is going to be, but we do know that it includes nurse practitioners and nurses. They are allegedly laying off all of their nurse practitioners except the ones that were hired before 2010. And
What you're listening right now is unprecedented. This has never happened before.
Have allegedly already laid off 50 RNs from the Colombia campus, from what I'm told. But are they not still building a new cancer center and like enlarging another hospital?
Yep.
But they're citing financial difficulties. Why? Why are they having financial difficulties? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked.
There's going to be so many people
Last week, Columbia University and New York Presbyterian Hospital announced that they have settled a massive class action lawsuit for $750 million.
Yep. Nurses are getting laid off. And this is unprecedented because you never hear about nurses getting laid off. Even during the pandemic, you didn't hear nurses getting laid off. Even during the 2008 financial crisis, you never really heard of nurses getting laid off. But they are getting laid off, man. It's getting bad out here, guys. So the only thing I'm telling you is get your finances in order. Get your finances in order. Let's see. Easy lesson for you. No matter where you go, those people are everywhere. No matter what the state, city, country, region, that you're everywhere. Don't live in that fantasy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. Marcus, you have a good way of putting things, bro. I really appreciate your wisdom, man. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you something that really scares me about traveling to Colombia. This happened the other day, and you guys should know about it. It happened yesterday, actually. And this is really, 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 really frightening right now.
Now, at least 5 people have been killed and 36 injured after a bomb attack in western Colombia's Cali, the country's third most populous city. And according to the authorities, the blast occurred on Thursday morning near the Marco Fidel Suarez Military Aviation School in northern Cali. The impact of the blast was severe, with many houses shattered and civilians caught in chaos.
Gracias, papá. Yo tengo los videos. Ah, no los dejan pasar, ve. No lo dejan pasar, está cerrado.
Was heard. We were all thrown to the floor and we managed to get out as best we could. I am coming from the medical center here where I was treated.
President Gustavo Petro called the bombing a terrorist act and blamed dissident factions of the former Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, guerrilla group. The group rejected the 2016 peace accord and has grown increasingly violent in recent months.
La cifra de muertos. Yeah, remember on the last video I talked about this? I told you that the guerrillas are becoming more aggressive over there in Colombia. Because a few months ago, there was an attack in Cali, Colombia. It was in Cali. People were very nervous. Yep. Yes. People get arrested everywhere. People die. Yeah, it's getting really bad over there.
What happened in Cali shows us the transformation of what has been called Ivan Mordisco's dissidence into a terrorist act. Let me explain myself. It is not the same thing to engage in combat, where both groups are armed, as it is to kill unarmed civilians. What happened in Cali is an act that spreads panic among the civilian population, killing them systematically, because it is the second time this has happened during my administration. There have been a high number of civilians killed systematically.
The mayor of the city vowed to capture those responsible behind the attack. Police department has been ordered to secure all entrances to the city and traffic has been restricted.
Let the public know that we are working from City Hall with the public force, the police, the army, and the Air Force to protect our city and find those responsible, and we will capture them.
Hours later, a police helicopter was shot down in Antioquia, killing 8 police officers and injuring 8 more. Colombians now fear a return to the bloodshed of 1980s and 1990s, an era defined by narco-terrorism, guerrilla warfare, and assassinations. At least 5 people were killed and 36 injured after a bomb attack in western Colombia's Cali.
Yeah, there was a terrorist attack yesterday in Cali, Colombia. They killed about 6 people, and then they had another attack in Medellin that killed a few people, police officers. So I don't know if it's really safe to go to Colombia or not anymore. So what do you guys think? You think we should go, or you think we should stay home, or? Yeah, they did say they had one in Medellin, and then they said they had one in Cali. They said Antioquia. It was an attack there. That's what the news said. Yeah, you said don't go to Cali and Medellin. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that's why I heard that the terrorist attack was in Medellin and one was in Cali. That's what I heard. Yeah, they say stay out of the cities and stay out of the crowds. That's what I heard. And stay away from police stations. I heard that they are targets too. I don't know. There was a bombing in Turkey before my trip a couple of years ago, but I still went. Wow. Okay. Okay. So Bruce, you think it's still safe to go? You say I prefer smaller and more relaxed places. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah. So do you in the state of Antioquia? Okay. Okay. So Chris, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's okay? I got something else to show you guys too. It's a different small town, not Medellin. Okay. Okay, it was a town outside of Antioquia. Okay. Okay. In the state of Antioquia, right, right. You have states there, right? Absolutely, right. So, Chris, do you think it's still safe to travel there? Would you still recommend going there? If you do go, still be safe. Yeah, yeah. The only difference within a small city is that it's less suburban. Big cities are more suburban. Yeah. Yeah, you never know. Oh, Willie Brown, what's up? You know what? Something is going on with my live stream. Thank you very much, Willie Brown. Man, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I see all you guys here on the chat, but the chat only shows only one person is on the chat. I don't know, this StreamYard, man. I don't know. I may have to get another service. It's not streaming it's not streaming right. It's giving me bad numbers. Yeah, Willie is here. Willie, thank you, brother. Say salute, Tony. I'm just showing some support. Have a great show. I'm trying, Willie, man. I'm really trying, bro. It's really difficult, but I'm really trying to have a show that everybody can get something out of, man. Doing YouTube is not the easiest thing, man. It's not the easiest. Yeah, Willie is here. Yes, sir. Yeah, like the chat is only it shows on StreamYard, it's only showing me 0 people on the chat. That's what it's showing me right now. I don't know what's going on. But I'm glad you see the chat easy. I'm really glad that you see the chat, man. I'm really glad that you see the chat. Yeah, it's an error. It's something. It's not streaming right. You know what? Either they're gonna fix this. I'm gonna drop StreamYard and go back to Zoom, because it's actually showing that there's nobody on the stream, only on the live stream. I don't know why it's doing that. It keeps fluctuating around. At first it says 2, then it says 0, then it says 1. I know there's more people on this chat than that, because I see all you all right here.
Walking, his buddy's supposed to go back to New York the next day. They see 2 girls walking towards them with pizza boxes. These girls look completely normal. They're wearing like jogger pants and little tops or whatever. And so his buddy hollers at the girls, sitting there talking to the girls, flirting, eating pizza with them. And then the place is going to close, so the security comes and starts kicking everybody out. Girls say, hey, do you guys want to keep eating pizza and go hang out at your guys' place? Sitting there thinking, hey, these are normal girls. They're cool, they're hanging out, let's go. Come back to their place as they're there eating pizza, having a couple drinks. He was extra cautious, so he switched his drink with her drink in case she put something in it. Then he wakes up naked in his bed, condoms all over the place, looking around, and everything's gone. $3,000 computer, cell phone, iPad, his buddy stuff. It's not the worst of it. Tommy finally gets logged into an account somewhere, transferred all the money from his bank accounts to crypto exchanges, sent it via one of the money transfer, like international money transfer accounts. All in all, he lost $25,000. Tell me, where can you spot the red flag? I don't care how good you think you look, good Colombian girl is not gonna ask to go to your house after 30 minutes of knowing you. Come here thinking you're Rico Suave. Understand that if it seems too good to be true, that's because it probably is. I don't know a girl's gonna rob you in Colombia. Lived here for 3 years.
Yeah, these people are still getting robbed. You know, man, that's too bad. You know, like I said over and over again, if a girl asks you to come to your place late at night, you know that's a red flag. You know that's a red flag. You know you're going to get scoped. You said Medellin is safe. Stay out of Poblado. Why do you say stay out of Poblado, Chris? Because that's a place I used to go. No, they still didn't learn. They still got scoped. Girls with pizza boxes. They got scoped by a girl with pizza. Now it's showing the chat going up now. Now it's showing 5 people. Then it jumps down to 0. It seems like the chat is just all over the place. I don't know. Yeah, but they still making mistakes. They still trusting these girls. But you know what I really think it is? I think it has a lot to do with self-esteem. That's what I think it is. I think when you go to an environment like Thailand, or when you go to a place like Colombia, and then when those girls engage you, I think guys are just not used to being hit on by beautiful girls. So did you hear about the beach they're going to build in Medellin? No, I haven't heard about that, brother. I haven't heard nothing about that. Tony, don't you go so hard on people who don't know what they don't know. Y'all gotta be patient with people and don't watch. You guys, these people around and raise with these people don't know y'all. No, I just get warnings out, brother. I just get warnings out. Better to take extra. Let me say it's better to take extra hotels just for one night, not the main place. Yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Poblado is target cause. That's where the unsuspecting tourists are that don't know how to move. I say Poblado is targeted because that's where unsuspecting tourists. See, I know how to move in Poblado. That's all I go to is Poblado. The place where I stay, I never had no problems. I never had no problems. They just want to trust them, but they stop thinking with their brain. But guys, I'm going to show you. I want you guys to watch this. Hey, Chris, by the small airport, beach by a small airport. Okay, that should be nice. Okay, that should be cool. But this is what really scares me. The terrorist attack, yes, it does make me feel uncomfortable. The terrorist attack does make me feel uncomfortable. I'm going to be completely honest. Because these people could strike anywhere. They're like cowards. Gustavo Petro said they're cowards. And there were civilians. They started. See, I told you guys, I did a video on these guys called the ELN. This is the group right here that's fighting against the, this is a paramilitary group that's a dissident from the FARC. You know, but they came into a peace agreement years ago. But in 2016, the peace agreement fell apart. The peace agreement fell apart. So within the last 2 years, there have been attacks after attacks. They hit Cali twice. So they are starting to become more aggressive. And they're hitting civilian targets. when you are not entering on YouTube, they cannot watch it. These people sometimes don't watch these videos. People more likely booty boobs, so they watch videos on Colombian like that. Yeah, well, I try to tell them if a galo is protected area by the mobsters, yeah, but these people they cold-blooded, Chris. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna show y'all something that really had me worried. Other than all of this, I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. Cali is very different. They don't operate in other places. But in other places, they have other groups. Yeah, but they just, I don't know if you heard or not, Easy. They hit Cali. Matter of fact, I was on, what's his name, live yesterday. Flyboy. Flyboy was in Cali. And he know about the attacks that happened in Cali. So I was really concerned about him. I said, oh, man, they're taking spots in Cali. So I was really worried about Flyboy, but he seemed to have it. He seemed to be okay. He seemed to be all right. But God, this is the thing that really worries me about going to Colombia. And this, if this happened, we're not going. Check this out.
Million militiamen in response. Regional allies are choosing sides. And for the first time since the Cold War, Latin America faces the real possibility of direct military confrontation with the United States. This is the story of how a drug war excuse might trigger the next global conflict. This is a bare-knuckled fist fight. Started with money, lots of it. The Trump administration has doubled its bounty on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to $50 million. That's more than most countries' annual defense budgets offered for one man's head. But this isn't just about drug charges anymore. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt made the administration's position crystal clear.
The Maduro regime is not the legitimate government of Venezuela. It is a narco-terror cartel. In Maduro, it is the view of this administration, is not a legitimate president. He is a fugitive head of this cartel who has been indicted in the United States for trafficking drugs into the country.
50 million for Maduro, 25 million for Captain Diosdado Cabello, 15 million for General-in-Chief Padrino Lopez. The US isn't just targeting a president. They're pricing the heads of Venezuela's entire military leadership. This is regime change with a price tag. The charges? Leading something called the Cartel de los Soles. The Trump administration claims Venezuela's government itself is a criminal organization. But as we're about to see, Maduro isn't backing down. He's doubling down. Three Aegis-class guided missile destroyers, 4,000 US Marines, aircraft, ships, and missile launchers, all heading to the Caribbean under the banner of fighting drug cartels. Trump has designated these gangs as global terrorist organizations, giving the US military broad powers to act. This is the largest US military deployment in Latin American waters since the Cuban Missile Crisis. The official story? Counter-narcotics operations. But when you deploy guided missile destroyers against speedboats carrying cocaine, something doesn't add up. The deployment comes with something else. Legal authority for US agencies to act against criminal organizations within the borders of other states. That means US forces believe they have the right to operate inside Venezuelan territory. For any sovereign nation, that's not law enforcement, that's invasion. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel saw right through it.
The mentioned deployment of military units to the Southern Caribbean under the command of the Southern Command reportedly involves up to 4,000 troops and is presented under the false pretense of deterrence, under the false and disproportionate argument of combating drug cartels. This is being said and promoted by the most drug trafficking state in the world, the United States.
He's not backing down.
Nicolas Maduro didn't blink. Instead, he did something unprecedented. He called up 4.5 million militiamen across Venezuela. To put that in perspective, that's more soldiers than the entire U.S.
So what I'm telling you on this, if this happens, if there's an invasion of Venezuela, nobody's going to Colombia. You can kiss Colombia goodbye. If this happens, there will be no flights in Colombia.
U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines combined. But Maduro's response went beyond military mobilization. He turned to the cameras and issued a call that echoed across continents.
And I dare, from this Alba platform, to call for the union of all rebellious peoples, of all social movements in Latin America, the Caribbean, the United States, Africa, and beyond, in defense of the Venezuelan people's right to sovereignty, peace, self-determination, and their future, their own development.
This wasn't just defiance. This was Maduro positioning Venezuela.
No, we're talking about a war that can happen on their shores. Because if there's an attack on Venezuela, then that's going to drag Colombia down into the war too. Hold on, let me say this for a second. Evercalo San Benito, right? San Benito is the safest municipality in Medellin. Those attacks are not in public areas by military facilities. Right, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Venezuela's fight as part of a global struggle against American hegemony. He connected Venezuela's crisis to Palestine, saying,
If there's one thing that defines the era we're living through, and which we will emerge from stronger, more powerful, and victorious sooner or later, it's the cruelty and normalization of the use of force, of threats, of violence, and of crime in all its forms.
Maduro announced what he calls the third transformation, a complete restructuring of Venezuelan society for war. This is no longer about politics or...
Venezuela is prepping for war, guys. They're prepping for war. If a war breaks out in Venezuela, it's going to drag Colombia down with it. And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to fearmonger or nothing. I'm just giving scenarios. If there's an invasion that happened while you're over there, you know they're going to shut the airspace down. You know they're going to shut the airspace down. Just like they did COVID, they ain't going to allow no planes in, they ain't going to allow no planes out.
Economics. This is about survival. Within hours of the U.S. deployment, something remarkable happened. Venezuela's National Assembly voted unanimously to defend their sovereignty. But the real story was happening across Latin America. First Vice President of Venezuela's National Assembly, Pedro Infante, delivered a message directly to Washington.
I will tell North American imperialism. Here there are 30 million convictions, of wills, of brave people who are willing to do everything to defend sovereignty, to defend territorial integrity, to defend our leaders, to defend our president, Nicolas Maduro.
30 million Venezuelans. That's the entire population ready to fight. But Venezuela wasn't standing alone. Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel declared,
"This constitutes an unacceptable threat of aggression and violation of the sovereignty of the nations of the region, and a further disruption of the regime of peace and cooperation that the countries of Latin America and the Caribbean have worked so hard to guarantee."
Nicaragua's Daniel Ortega was even more direct. How is it possible that the whole of Latin America, a territory of peace, has not reacted unanimously and strongly to the threat posed by the tyrants in Washington, who are offering a reward of millions of dollars for the life of the legitimate president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela? Bolivia's Luis Archer cut to the heart of it.
We know that behind this failed international war on drugs lies the obvious, and that the central objective is to hide from the world its real interest, to control Latin America geopolitically for the natural resources we have, and to destroy organized people to prevent us from following our own sovereign path.
The ALBA alliance, Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, Bolivia, was mobilizing for something bigger than anyone expected. Then came the surprise. Brazil, led by Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who is at loggerheads with US President Trump, came out all guns blazing. Celso Amorim, chief advisor to Brazil's president, didn't mince words on slamming US bounty and military movements.
That is not international relations. That is not multilateralism. That is not what was created after the Second World War, such as the United Nations, the World Trade Organization that came after GATT, and the Bretton Woods institutions. That is violence.
Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah.
The most chilling warning came from Colombian President Gustavo Petro.
Here we go.
Colombia, traditionally one of America's closest allies in the region. His message was stark.
The gringos are in trouble if they think that by invading Venezuela, they can solve their problem. They would drag Venezuela into a Syrian-style situation, only with the added problem that Colombia would get pulled into the same mess, because these groups would come to seize the country's underground wealth, its minerals.
Syria. That one word carries the weight of 500,000 dead, millions of refugees, and a country torn apart by proxy wars. Petro wasn't just warning about Venezuelan casualties, he was warning that Colombia itself would be dragged into the conflict. Think about what we're looking at. Russia and Ukraine are locked in a grinding war of attrition. Israel and Hamas have turned Gaza into rubble. China and Taiwan edge closer to confrontation daily. Iran and its proxies face off against Israel across multiple fronts. Now add the Caribbean to that list. The fuse is lit. American warships are en route. Venezuelan militias are mobilized. Regional allies have chosen sides. And the world is watching to see if the Caribbean becomes the next front in an increasingly dangerous global confrontation. This isn't just about drugs anymore. This isn't even just about Maduro. This is about whether Latin America will accept American military intervention in 2025, or whether 30 million Venezuelans and their allies will fight back.
Yeah, I just want to show y'all this, saying that this will be a major, major, major confrontation if this happens, and I guarantee you it will interrupt travel in the Caribbean. This would be a major, major, major war in South America. And plus, Maduro is getting allies. You say, I wish Maduro was out, but don't know. But they had an election, and that's who they elected. Easy. You know, Venezuela is a sanctioned country. You know what I'm saying? They have the right to do whatever they want to do. They have a right to sell their oil to whoever they want to sell their oil to. You see what I'm saying? But I think if a confrontation breaks out down there, you kiss traveling down there, you kiss that goodbye for a while. That would be a nasty war. Hopefully Maduro won't attack Guyana, but he is annexing part. If they land, let me see, land having notes in disputed areas. I don't think Maduro's going to attack anybody. He's the one that's being threatened by the U.S. You know, so he's getting people together to fight, and they say They say here close to 4 million militias are on standby, ready to defend Venezuela. If this would happen, it's going to be a major, major, major conflict. It'll be like World War II in South America. Yeah, it would take a minute. It would be terrible, man. And it would drag Colombia right down with. Can you imagine you down there and there's a war that breaks out down there? Like I said, guys, I am not fear mongering. I'm not. I'm just giving you the news what's out here. That's all. I'm just saying, what if this happens? What if you down there and you get caught up into a war? You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you some of my concerns that I have of traveling down there. The drug and robberies don't bother me because that's never happened to me. But it seems like we just live in an unstable world. There's so many things that's going on out there. I wouldn't say that. I don't know much about Maduro, but they had an election and he was voted president. Venezuela is a sovereign country. Yeah, to me personally, I think they want to replace Maduro because the whole thing is about BRICS. Because Venezuela is selling oil to China. That's the whole thing, I believe it is. Because Venezuela has a very large oil reserve. It's all about oil and energy. And then they want to take Maduro's place and put somebody in his place. Well, we have rigged elections here too. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, Tris. We have rigged elections here too. But I'm just saying that Venezuela is a sovereign country and have the right to do whatever it wants to do. We don't have a right to interfere. Just like they don't interfere in our business, we shouldn't be interfering with theirs. Yeah, they were trying to join, but I think they have membership. Yeah, I know they're trying to get membership. And that's what they're trying to stop. I think they really could care less than that. I think what it is about money, dude. It's about that oil. Because he was opening up trade with China and he was opening trade. He was selling oil to other BRICS countries. Yeah, but you know what, though? I'm going to tell you something. Putin takes care of his people, though. He has a very high approval rating. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have a democracy. Like example, Abraham Traore, the new president of Burkina Faso, right? He became president because of a coup. He took over. Right? A lot of people say he did wrong. They say that he should have free elections. They should have free elections, democratic elections, but every country is not democratic, though. But ever since he took over, Burkina Faso is doing much better. He's creating jobs. The country is debt-free. He's building highways and infrastructure. Maduro and Putin don't have opposition to vote for. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Putin has really did a good job of Russia, I ain't gonna lie. Russia have a very strong military now. Russia's doing a lot of business with China. Their relationship is even more stronger. You say they have proof that he lost, but Mexico, Colombia, Brazil did nothing but say keep. Well, my thing about this, you never know what happened in that country. You don't know. We really don't know, but I just heard that his approval rating is very high. That's what messed up Latin America. Well, you can say the same thing here too. Many Venezuelans are poor in Colombia, so it's affect us all when they are not stable. Yeah, it's going to get even more unstable. If they have that war over there, it's going to become even more unstable. But I'm not saying what you're saying is not true. I'm not saying what you're saying is not true. I'm not saying that Maduro's a good guy. I'm not saying that. But I just question the motive of why they're doing it. And the motive is oil. And he's selling oil to China. And you know the U.S. is not going to go for that. And he's part of BRICS. Because their politics affect you. Let's say it was illegal, the same for all Latin America. Yeah. You said they're trying to take Guyana's oil. Okay. I don't know much about the politics that's going on in Guyana. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not saying Maduro is a good guy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Putin is a good guy because look at what he's doing over there. I'm not saying, people over here are good, but I'm just looking at people's motives. That's what I look at. And everything comes down to money, dude, Chris. Venezuela make less money than Colombia. Colombia's salary is $8,000. Venezuela's $4,000. Yeah, but they put a lot of sanctions on Venezuela too, just like they did on Cuba. Yep, they put a lot of sanctions on Venezuela and Cuba at the same time. So, of course, these countries are going to be poor. So that's why they're joining BRICS, because they hope they have a better way of doing trade. A new multipolar economy where everybody can participate. That's why so many countries wanted to join BRICS. As a matter of fact, I heard that I heard that South Korea wants to join BRICS. Yes, South Korea. Thailand is already part of BRICS. And more and more and more countries are joining BRICS. Yep, so what do you guys think? Should I still go or should I stay? Chris, Marcus, Bruce? Well, Bruce, you already told me. You said, as long as I be careful. You said, I don't respect about them. Let's see. I just said, I understand the viewpoints. I feel bad that they don't make a lot of money. I'm sorry doors didn't open, but I feel like they are going about the opportunity the wrong way. Well, the whole world's going about it the wrong way, man. Yep, so let's see. Did I miss anybody? Well, I want to go, I usually go to Poblado. That's where most of my friends are. That's where they come visit me at, you know. And that resort I stay in, man, they treat me like a king. That's why it's hard for me to get away from there. They really look out for me. And it's a very beautiful area. It's a very beautiful area. The resort I stay, they have a sauna, they have a swimming pool, beautiful women there all day long. Their food is excellent. They give you this big old breakfast every morning. It's like a king's breakfast with omelets and donuts and all that type of stuff, man. They give you fresh trays of meat, all that stuff. I love that place, man. I love that place. When I invite my company there, they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable. I'm talking about when they are scoping people, threatening people, you are going about it the wrong way. Let me see about when Colombia starts scoping people. Yeah, unfortunately, you have crime everywhere, Marcus. We're going to protect Guyana's oil. They have the most estimated oil reserves. My ex-girlfriend is originally from there, so I know a little bit about Guyana. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Like I said, I'm not saying that Maduro is a perfect guy. I'm not saying that. Only thing I'm saying is that Venezuela is a sovereign country. Colombia is a sovereign country. The United States of America is a sovereign country. Canada is a sovereign country. Wife from Barracuda who wasn't an opportunist and I heard. What wife you talking about, Marcus? See, the Colombian guy told me yesterday if somebody's stepped out of drugs and working women, they are safe. Let me see. If somebody stay out of drugs and working women, yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree. I actually agree. Yeah, I actually agree. Yeah, if you stay away from those type of people, yeah, you'll be okay. Yeah, let me let y'all hear this story again. What happened to these two guys? They didn't follow directions. Let's see. I played this before. I think some of y'all probably missed it. Let me see if I can get this again.
80 stories firsthand. I'm gonna share with you the most recent one. Meet this Korean kid at a restaurant. I robbed for $25,000. What happened? Buddy was visiting and they're walking down the street in Provenza, Poblado, which is like the tourist area. It's 3 in the morning. Him and his buddy are walking. His buddy's supposed to go back to New York the next.
See, number one, they talk about they in there at 3 in the morning. You never walk down no street no 3 o'clock in the morning. That was the first mistake right there.
Day. They see 2 girls walking towards them with pizza boxes. These girls look completely normal. They're wearing like jogger pants and little tops or whatever. And so his buddy hollers at the girl.
All school queens look normal.
Girls sitting there talking to the girls, flirting, eating pizza with them. And then the place is going to close, so the security comes and starts kicking everybody out. Girls say, hey, do you guys want to keep eating pizza and go hang out at your guys' place? Sitting there thinking, hey, these are normal girls. They're cool, they're hanging out, let's go. Come back to their place as they're there eating pizza, having a couple drinks. He was extra cautious, so he switched his drink with her drink in case she put something in it. Then he wakes up naked in his bed, condoms all over the place, looking around, and everything's gone. $3,000 computer, cell phone, iPad, his buddy stuff. It's not the worst of it. Tommy finally gets logged into an account somewhere, transferred all the money from his bank accounts to crypto exchanges, sent it via one of the money transfer, like international money transfer accounts. All in all, he lost $25,000. Tell me, where can you spot the red flag? Care how good you think you look, good Colombian girl is not gonna ask to go to your house after 30 minutes of knowing you. Come here thinking you're Rico Suave. Understand that if it seems too good to be true, that's because it probably is. I don't know a girl's gonna rob you in Colombia. Lived here for 3 years.
Yep. So you got that, Marcus? Did you see that, Marcus? Did you see that, Marcus? Just make constant mistakes. That's why they get got every time. Every single time. It's just common sense. You'll never be walking home through it. You will never catch me walking home. I've never, since I've been visiting down there, will walk around the street at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'll be inside my condo or in my room, sleep somewhere. No, actually, Barbie's a good person. Barbie's a good person. Barbie has not one time since I've been talking to her asked for a dime. She's never asked for nothing. Never, not even a dime. I know AJ Lewis showed up. Showing him. So you remember? Yeah, I remember you showed them to me. Yeah. I was just playing this one video about what happened a few days ago. Yeah, that'd be great. The only thing, like I said, the only thing is my work schedule. That's the only thing that's keeping me from going to Thailand is my work schedule, because I'm only allowed so many days for vacation days. If me personally, if you do Thailand, if you do Brazil, those places, you at least want to be there for about a month, 3 weeks at least. I can't see myself going to Brazil for 1 week and then coming back home. I just can't see it. I just cannot see that. But that would be really nice. So Thailand again, they're talking about giving free domestic flights away. Wow. Because it's that bad in Thailand. Why do you think they're doing this, Chris? Well, you know what, Marcus? Women can use you here too, bro. You said I just need 10 days. You said just 10 days. Wow. So, Chris, why do you think they're giving away domestic flights for? Oh, their tourism must be really bad. For tourism. Wow, wow, wow. But I do have them on my bucket list, though. I do have Thailand on my bucket list, though. Places to go. Yep, I met some really good people, Marcus. Everybody's not gold diggers. Everybody's not gold diggers. See, I literally said this in the beginning. Don't have to tell me anything. I already told you that in the beginning. No disrespect. Yeah, I know what you said, bro. But I haven't had no problems since I've been down there, though. I mean, everything's been good. I go to the malls. I just don't go down there just for the women, you know. I just don't. It's not just about the women, Marcus. I go down there. I enjoyed the weather. I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the tours. I did a lot of tours down there. Matter of fact, I showed you guys a tour I was on about the castle I went to down there. Let me go get something to drink. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Okay, I am back. Let's see. That's all I'm asking you. I've been watching you for 2 years. To the point where you see you have been almost every video you put out. They're always about beautiful women and girls. Yeah, I like the beautiful women and girls, but that's not all, because I have videos on. Did you see the ones I had when I was at the restaurant? Did you see those videos? It's not just about the girls. That's part of it. That's not all of it. That's not all of it, sir. You told me that you saw 2 Venezuelan girls at your hotel. How beautiful. Yeah, they were. Even content, you said that she's so beautiful that you can't even look at her. Yeah. There are beautiful girls in Colombia, Marcus. Marcus, you have to go down there and experience it yourself. You have to go down there and be there. I'm going to show you some of my other videos. I'm about to show you some of my other videos. But I understand what you say, Marcus. And I appreciate you for supporting me on the channel every week. Thank you, sir. So what's wrong with beautiful girls, Marcus? Anything wrong with beautiful girls? But I never disrespect them, or I never, you know. Thailand is life changing. Yeah, but I don't be talking. But Marcus, I don't be disrespecting them though. I don't be talking about how many women I slept with, or having them up in my hotel room. I never had that type of content. Marcus, there's nothing wrong with going to Colombia and dating beautiful women. There's nothing wrong with that. What these guys are doing is bringing strangers into. I don't bring strangers into my house. I don't bring people I don't know into my room. I've never done that. I've never done that. When Susie used to come visit me, I was talking to Susie for 4 years before we even got together. Yeah, I met good. Barbie had a good personality. She was beautiful, but she had a good person. She had a good person. I don't hang around bad girls that got bad personalities. I don't do that, bro. All the people that I met, just that one girl that gave me trouble, just that one. But out of years of me traveling down there, I have never had no problems with nobody. Maria's been very nice to me. Let me see who else. Susie's been very nice to me. Kathy's been very nice to me. They all been nice. All of them are nice. And I don't exploit them. I don't be talking about, how much it costs to sleep with this person and all. That's what I'm talking about. The wonder why it's happening because they bring strangers, women off the street into their hotels room, Marcus. They get on dating apps and invite people at the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why it keeps happening. They do stupid things. And you can't even do that here in the United States. If I was talking to a girl and she talked about she wanted to come here at 3 o'clock in the morning, I mean, hell no. I'm not going to invite you here no 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a setup. I had a girl here one time. She was at a hotel room and wanted me to come visit her at 10 o'clock at night. I say, heck no. That was years ago. Because they don't know the girls. They bring strangers into their house. People from off the street. That's why they get drugged. If you are in Provincia, that's why you have to go to Colombia and see for yourself, Marcus. When you walk around in Provincia, when you walk around in Parquilleras, in certain areas of Colombia, and you see girls on the street, and you don't know these girls, you don't know nothing about these girls. You don't know their name. You haven't seen no ID. You just ignore all the red flags. That's why this keeps happening. That's why it keeps happening. The one that I did about the guy that got drugged, that was on Obiland's show. He met her on Bumble. He met her on Bumble. You gotta control yourself, man. But there are good people in Colombia. You just gotta know how to do it. I met some really nice girls at the mall. I used to go to the mall all the time and meet nice girls at the mall. I met girls that work at Baskin Robbins. I met girls that work at the grocery store. I met girls that work in the perfume stores and everything. That's what I'm talking about, Marcus. I don't be down there just telling you, just blindly, just invite a person to your house and cook for you that you don't even know. I wouldn't even do that here. I use the same common sense here that I do over there. That's why it keeps happening. If you meet a girl from Bumble that you don't know nothing about her, and you invite her, into your apartment at 3 o'clock in the morning, of course you're going to get robbed and scoped. If you leave your drink out and walk to the bathroom and don't care, of course you're going to get scoped. No, I don't broadcast that, Marcus. It's just pretty girls. That's all you need. Just pretty. No, you meet somebody that have substance. I know from what you heard from me from 2 years since I've been doing content. My content has always been respectful. I never bring whores in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning, Marcus. I never do that. I've never broadcast that. I never advertised that. I'm just telling you how you could come down to the country and have a good time being respectful to the people. I'm very respectful. Yeah, good weather, good food. That's what I have. I have good food, good weather in the swimming pool, having a good time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you, Marcus. I don't even walk around at night. I never go out at night. I don't be walking around preventing. I don't be walking around the streets at night. I don't do that. I stay inside. Matter of fact, I was going to do it, but they told me not to do it. They said, "Sir, why don't you stay? Stay inside. Here, we got the bar, we got food, we got everything you need here." I go sit down in the hot tub outside and have a good time. Then one of my friends come over, she gets to the hot tub too, have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't be showing her yams or anything. I don't have my telephone. You haven't seen me not one time on none of my videos ever showed the bodies of the girls that I'm with or trying to show them off that way. I have never one time did that. Not one time. And that's why the Colombians have so much respect for me, because I respect them. Because they're beautiful, Marcus. You have to go down and see for yourself. You got to go for yourself. Just like there's beautiful women in Thailand, there's beautiful girls in Brazil. I hear about it. You have to go. You have to go and experience it yourself. The whole environment down there is different. You have to go down there yourself and see for yourself. You can jump online and download videos after video. It's nothing like until you actually there. When you are actually there, when you see what I see. You have to go down there and see for yourself. You'll never know until you go down there. You'll never know Brazil until you actually experience it. You never know Thailand until you experience it. You have to go down there. I would highly advise you, maybe one day, take a weekend trip or 3 days down and just check out the scenery. Then you know what I'm talking about. Those girls are very, very beautiful down there. They are. They're very easy on the eyes. They are. Yeah, I would never go. I never walk around Medellin at night. They would tell you not to walk around down there at night. They would tell you that. Why do I need to be walking around at 3 a.m. in the morning? I don't even do that. I don't even do that here. So why do I need to do it down there? Well, guys, we'll be jumping off this live in about 5 minutes. I hope you all got something out of this live. I thank you all for coming. Thank you, Willie Brown, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the girls that I with had good personalities. They had good personalities. Barbie had good personalities. Maria had good personality. Kathy had good. They all had very good personalities. I don't hang around people with bad personality. I don't care how good they look. I hope so, man. I hope so, man. I hope I'm trying, man. I'm trying to hold YouTube down, and it's not easy, man. That's why a lot of people quit. Because I used to have like 20, 30, 40 people come on the live, but I haven't seen that in a long time. And it's really hurting my watch hours really bad, poorly. I come here every weekend giving good content and information about the economic collapse, about how we need to prioritize our money and get prepared for the hard times that's coming. At the same time, I show you all about the travel space. That's all I do. Yeah, I know what yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, they asked for money, but they still had good personality. So you're not going to get away from the money, Marcus. They all ask for money. They all do because they're poor. Most of these women in these countries that you go to, I don't care which one you go to, they are so well informed, it's going to ask you for financial support. But you don't have to be stupid, though. When you bring a girl over, if she has kids, somebody's going to have to watch those kids. Okay? And then when she comes to visit you, she's going to have to pay for a taxi to come and visit you. Nothing is 100% free. Nothing. You're going to pay in some way or some form. But I don't allow nobody to take advantage of me. I don't allow that to happen to me. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. But you still have to pay for dinners. You still have to pay for the taxis. I'm not supporting them. I'm not paying their rent or anything. But when you meet a young lady, you're gonna pay some money. Gonna come out of your pocket one way or another. Marcus, have you ever been out on a date before? I'm sure you have. Here, if you meet a woman and you go out on a date with her, what you gonna have to do first? Number one, go buy gas, put in your car. Number 2, you have to drive to go pick her up. Number 3, you're going to go to a spot or a place where you're going to pay money. Whether it be an expensive restaurant, whether it be a Mexican restaurant, you're going to be out of $100 paying for a date these days. Nothing is free. Nothing. Nothing is free. It all depends on what you're doing, though, Marcus. Just because you pay for somebody's date or you pay for the babysitting fees doesn't mean that you're giving money away. The romance tour that you was talking about going on, those romance tours are expensive. You're going to be paying money all day long on those romance tours. Because each woman that you take out, you have to buy the food and provide the transportation. So yeah, that's money coming out of your pocket. So you may want to think twice before you think about going on a romance tour. It all depends on the woman. It all depends on the woman. It all depends on the female. Absolutely. You're going to pay something. You're not going to walk around totally, free without paying nothing in Colombia. It won't work. Or any other place. Or any other woman. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. I know what I'm talking about. Way before Colombia. Money makes the world go around. It does. People need to accept that. I'm not saying you need money to win, necessarily to win somebody over, but you need it. Finances is very important in a relationship. It's very important. That's what I'm saying. You need to go. You need to take the trip yourself, Marcus. You need to go for yourself and experience it yourself. You can sit there and come up with all these assumptions, but you have to go there for yourself to understand what I'm talking about. There's a whole different culture down there. It's different. No, I just don't give the money. That's not. I don't give no money here. I don't give nobody no money. You think I'm just throwing money away to people? You think that's what I'm doing? Just throwing money away? You're going to spend some money. You're going to spend some money. You're going to spend some money. Y'all may want to go to a movie together. You're going to spend some money. And most in their culture, they do expect the man to pay. They expect the man to pay. Most of the time. I don't go to Colombia down there, just hand it out. Ooh, you take this, you take that. Here, take this, take that. Give him this, give him that. No. But I tell you, Marcus, if you was talking about going on that romance tour, you would be spending thousands of dollars. Thousands. No. You assuming. No, I wasn't giving Barbie no cash. Barbie's never asked for no cash. I talk to Barbie almost every week, and she's never one time asked me for any cash. She may even have a boyfriend that's giving her money. It's possible. I like Barbie because Barbie is a fun person. She's very fun. Very, very fun person. Very fun person. Yeah, $3. Yeah. You know, that money adds up, though. That money adds up. And sometimes you may want to go to the water park sometimes. Sometimes you may want to go to the botanical garden. Sometimes you want to go to the coffee plantation. I went to a lot of stuff down in Medellin. But when the girls went with me, I had to pay for it. You have to pay for your days. You're not going to get very... Let me tell you something. If you go to Colombia and you being cheap, you're not going to go very far. I guarantee you that. You're not. You go to any place, you go to Thailand, you're not going to get very far without no money. But you do everything, you know. You have to use common sense, you know. Absolutely, absolutely, Chris. It's a man's responsibility to pay for everything. To pay for everything. Right on, Chris. You hit it right on the nose. Yeah, my bad, but I thought you was just giving... Oh, you thought I was down there just giving cash away? Marcus, you actually thought... Oh, my God. No, sir. No, sir. No. No, sir. Yeah, I appreciate you all coming on the live tonight. I really appreciate it. It's good talking to you all. Chopping up with you all. So, I guess the decision that I made, that my decision is okay. I am still going. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm being a little nervous, though. I'm still going. As long as you do that, you get no one, no cash. I'm good. That's all I was worried. No. For number one, you never go down there flossing cash that way anywhere. You put a target on yourself, Marcus. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a new channel, man. I only been doing YouTube for 2 years. Yeah, I'm gonna do another promotion again. That's what I'm gonna have to do. YouTube is a business, man. You know, I appreciate you for bringing traffic on here. I appreciate you just being a great subscriber. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. And we'll give a shout out to Marcus and give a shout out to Chris and Easy, all of you guys. I appreciate y'all for jumping on. You know, I appreciate that. Hopefully, I will have some more content from Colombia really soon. I promise. I just hope it's not no invasion down there, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just some things I'm just bringing on news that's a little concerning to me, you know. You know, and Willie Brown, thank you again for the super chat, man. Oh, I got some good news for you guys. I got my first YouTube check yesterday. I got my first YouTube check yesterday. Yep, I got my first YouTube check yesterday, y'all. Yep, I got my first YouTube check yesterday. No, I was just clarifying. I was just clarifying. That's all. Oh, you okay, Marcus? You cool? No, it'll be okay. It'll grow on its own. It'll grow. It'll grow. It's doing better. I just have to do some more promotions and stuff. But the channel has grown. It has grown, and YouTube is not easy just because even I see people with even bigger channels than mine have a very low live stream sometimes. You know, I know people that have 1 million people on their live stream. Now think about this. If you have over 1 million subscribers and only getting 1,000 live streams, that's less than 1%. Yeah, they do play a role. They do play a role. Absolutely, they do. It's just hard to get with the algorithm, man. But one thing you all can do, is you all can you guys can share my videos, man, and like and subscribe, okay? Yep, so okay, I'm getting ready to jump off this live stream. And I appreciate y'all for joining me again, man. I hope y'all got something out of it, man. All right, y'all, peace. Thank you. Love you all. Thank you.